Hi there, Brasser families. My name is Brian Romeo, and I have the pleasure of being your child's fifth grade teacher this year. I prepared this online video in lieu of Meet the Teacher Night. Of course, with everything strange that's happening this year, we had to add this to the list. So I regret not being able to meet you or at least see you in person because a lot of you have already met before. But with that being said, I'm going to make this video, and if you have any questions at all, please reach out to me and let me know. I think the most important thing to know this school year is that we're all in this together. It's going to be a little bit strange, a little bit difficult, but that doesn't mean that it can't be a wonderful year for your kids still, and that they can't make strides and reach academic success. So without further ado, I'm going to move forward, tell you a little bit about myself and a little bit about our school year. Okay. Okay, so I messed up already. This is my 17th year of teaching. This is my 15th straight year of teaching fifth grade at Florence Brasser. I love fifth grade. I'm passionate about fifth grade. I have two kids myself, Aria, age 7, James, age 5. I took a picture with our new puppy in there, Penny. She's a COVID puppy. Um, I mostly included this slide to tell you that I have my own kids and I know what it's like to navigate this whole hybrid learning. It's difficult, so I think the more communication that can happen, the better. So again, feel free to reach out to me at any time. Um, my teaching philosophy. I want you to know a little bit about me. This is a quote that I used in my job interview 15 years ago when I got hired in Gates. It says, "The goal of education is not to merely fill children's heads with knowledge, but rather to create noble people." I really believe this at the core of everything that I do. Your kids are going to become better readers and writers this year. I'm going to be honest, that's the easy part. Um, for me, the more important part is to make them noble people. I think a lot of teachers got nervous with this whole hybrid online learning thing because they get stressed out with the technological piece. And while I think that's avid anxiety because, yes, it's a difficult switch. My biggest concern was how am I going to do character development with your kids when I have only 7 or 8 kids in a class? How am I going to teach them compassion and understanding and perseverance? These are traits that I try to stress throughout the school day, and hopefully you'll hear these lessons coming home. So I need you to know that first, before any academics takes place, I really care about your children and who they are as young people. Okay, so my expectations for the school year. I say this every year, and I tell your kids this literally the first week of school. I think of myself as kind of like half of an elementary school teacher, half of a middle school teacher. What's that mean? Well, in Gates Child I, elementary is the last year of fifth grade is the last year of elementary school, which means that my goal, literally from day one, is to get your kids standing on their own 2 feet, independent enough to navigate and be successful in middle school. What does that mean? Well, it means at times we give them a little tough love. I expect a certain degree of responsibility. If they forget homework, what I tell your kids is, I'm not mad at you. I'm not going to scream at you, but too bad, be more responsible next time. If they forget their lunch, they can order school lunch. So I want them to really be accountable and so that they're ready for middle school when they have to be. My other expectations along those lines is to develop rigor and perseverance and what we call here at Brasser a growth mindset. This goes along with having some positive reinforcement, but I think it's important for your kids to develop a sense of perseverance and learn the power of yet. I can't do it yet. I don't get it yet. I want them to understand that through hard work, all things are possible. Okay, so to do this, I need a little bit of help from you. Okay, first of all, I want to talk about the importance of independent reading. This has always been important. This is not a COVID thing. Your kids need to read every single night at home. I'm telling you right now, if I could beg and ask and plead for one thing as a professional in this profession for a long time, I'm telling you that the difference between success and not success is reading. I included this chart right here. I'm asking your kids to read like 20 minutes a night, maybe 30. If you look at this chart and a child that's reading, 1 minute a day, They're getting an average of 51,000 words a year, which may seem like a lot, but it's not. If your child's reading for 20 minutes a night, they're getting upwards of 2 million words a year extra exposure to higher level vocabulary. This will help them across the board and really, really, really set them up for success. So please help me out at home. They still have books that I'm sending them home with from my personal library here at school. They can also get online. They're familiar how to check out books online through online libraries, so they definitely have access. I wrote on here where and when, because these things are the most important questions to set your kids up for success this year, not just with reading, but with their hybrid learning process. It's important to establish a where in terms of where are they going to do their learning. They need a quiet space. They need somewhere where they can focus. They need somewhere that is free of distractions. Also, I think equally as important is the when. You got to help them set them up at home to get into a daily routine where they're doing their work at the same time in the same place every day, just like they would be here at school. I think if you can help me set up those routines together, we can really, really drive them to success. Let's talk math for a little bit. I included this cartoon on here, track and field. It says, let's discuss strategies on how to run this event. How about we just run straight to the finish line? I love this cartoon. I think it speaks to parents, particularly coming to me in 5th grade. I know that in the past, some parents, let's just say, expressed frustrations. I've heard things like, well, this isn't the way that I learned it. Here's the good news. By 5th grade, I don't care how the kids learn the math, as long as it's most efficient and as long as they can do it successfully. That means no more, this isn't how I learned it. If you want to teach them traditional algorithms, I'm totally on board with that. You want to teach them division the way you learned it, I do too. With that being said, we're developing a new math program. Well, we're not developing, we're using a new math program this year called Everyday Mathematics. We got rid of investigations. We're using a new program. This program is really, really technologically friendly, which means most of it is online, which really, really helps us this year. One more thing with math. I need your kids to know their math facts. If they do not know their math facts yet, I have no other way of saying this, but that 5th grade math is going to be hard for them. They really got to become fluent. Now, fortunately, we use a program every day at school. When they come in for 10 minutes, they practice. It's called mobymax.com. I'll show you how to get there in just a minute. It's extremely important they know these facts, because the more fluent they become, the easier math's going to be. Okay, let's talk about your devices. So one thing I need from you guys is to make sure that kids are bringing their chargers to and from school every day. So far, kids have been awesome about it, like really responsible and really good. It's also important that they get in the habit of charging their device every single night at home. If they come to school without a charged device, they're going to have to like find a plug somewhere around the room and plug in for half the day. It becomes kind of a pain in the neck. So if you could help me out with that. All right, along these lines, I think it's really, really important to discuss internet safety. Listen, it's hard. I get it. My own 7-year-old, she wants to be a YouTuber. That's her life's ambition. I understand. Kids are attached to these devices. It's become part of who they are. With that being said, we're online more than ever this year, which means together we really, really need to put a check on cyberbullying. You need to check your kids' social media. They're on these computers every day. Just a few tips, things that I've learned in the past. I don't pretend to be an expert. I only share them because I care. Know your kids' passwords. Sign onto their accounts regularly. They have not yet earned the privilege for privacy. They're 10 and 11 years old. You need to check on them and check and see what they are doing. I would suggest storing these devices out of their bedroom at nighttime, because every year I have kids that come to school literally exhausted because they're up all night on their computer. And the last thing that I would advise is be careful of these group chats. I have really good parents who monitor their kids and who they're talking to. The problem is when they start talking to their friends, sometimes their friends invite them to group chats and then you're getting exposed to people that you're unfamiliar with, and obviously this can lead to a whole bag of tricks. So again, I don't pretend to be an expert, and I hope I'm not lecturing. I just feel like these are things we really need to look out for to make your kids safe and protected. Okay, so let's talk about what online instruction is going to look like this year. Hopefully at this point you are familiar with ClassLink, and you are familiar with Schoology. These two pages are going to springboard basically everything that we do at home. It's kind of nice because it's a one-stop, one-shop place. I'm going to show you how to get there real quick. If we go to the Gates ChildEye homepage, which is just simply gateschildeye.org, and you go under students, and the kids know how to do this like second nature. If you click ClassLink, ClassLink is going to have every app and every icon that we use in class. Our spelling program, Spelling City, is here on ClassLink. The MobyMax Math Facts that I just talked about is right here on ClassLink. Can they do extra practice at home? Yes. Okay. Our math program is McGraw-Hill right here on ClassLink. And finally on ClassLink right here is Schoology. If I click on Schoology, this is going to take me to where all of the assignments throughout the school year are saved. Your kids know how to do this, and if we go to courses, 5th grade 2021, if you jump into this course, this is where you're literally going to find everything online, okay? Right here is an open house video folder. If I click on that open house video, you're going to see this link. You're going to see one from Mrs. Amesbury, Miss Larkin, Miss Bish. You're going to see videos from every teacher that your child works with this year. They're all right here on Schoology. You're also going to see the weekly assignments. If you click on the weekly assignments, for example, this is week 5, it's going to tell you everything that your child needs to complete for the week. We've included hyperlinks, which means all you have to do at this point is just click on the blue link and it will take you exactly where you need to go in the assignment. Okay. All of this weekly will be updated and changed so that your kids know exactly what they need to do from home. So again, they're going to get into ClassLink and they're going to work off of Schoology. Okay, moving on. Just a couple more slides for you. I just want to tell you a little bit more about what instruction looks like in school. Pretty soon we're going to start switching for content, which means I am the science teacher for all 3 5th grade classes. Mrs. Amesbury teaches a class called Content Literacy, which is writing and reading enrichment. And Mrs. Larkin teaches your kids social studies. Because of COVID, what we're going to do is we're going to switch teachers are going to switch classrooms. The kids will stay in the same room and the teachers will switch just to stay separate, and so we're not touching a lot of things and having kids moving. We're going to rotate classrooms to teach your kids content. So if you want to check out maybe in that folder Mrs. Amesbury's video or Mrs. Larkin's video to get to know them a little bit better, I'd advise you to do so. But otherwise, we haven't started switching yet, but I think next week we're going to start. So look out for those names as well. Okay, last. I talked in the very beginning, and I'm going to end with this same idea that communication is just going to be key this year. You can email me anytime, brian_romeo@gateschildeye.org. Every teacher has the same email, first name _ last name. You can call the school, leave me a message. You can leave me a note to the kids' agenda any day and let me know. You can even send me a note on Schoology. Your kids know how to do this. Today, Jacob sent me an email. Leah, Colin, Elena all sent me messages via Schoology. So your kids are doing this literally every day. They're sending me messages, and I'm replying to them even while I'm teaching, giving them updates. So really, I guess to sum up, I encourage you to reach out with any questions or concerns. I know it's a bit of a precarious year, but we're all in this together. I'm loving my time with your kids already. I truly love my job. I'm happy to be in the classroom, and I'm happy and looking forward to a wonderful and successful school year.